Good morning, and welcome to UUCC, the Unitarian Universalist Church of Canandaigua. We are a group of spiritual free thinkers who gather to celebrate life, build community, and better the world. Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. I'm Bill Mells. I'm the music director, and today I am the worship leader and worship associate. This service is also being live streamed to our YouTube channel by Danielle and Thomas Lyon. We will plan on continuing with hybrid worship services throughout the year, so you can join us each week here in person or on Zoom or later on YouTube as you prefer. If this is your first visit, welcome. We invite you to sign the visitor's book in the entryway. And whether it's your first visit or your 1,000th visit, we are glad that you came. Unless you think that that statement is hyperbole, I've been coming for 40 Sundays a year for 30 years, so you can do the math, and 1,000th is not out of the question. I have a few announcements to share today. There is no RE or childcare today. However, the gray shaggy rug is available right over there for anyone who needs a break, and there are coloring materials and necklaces of beads, I see. Yes, perfect. So we're all set. We will be collecting cards for Joys and Sorrows after our first hymn. Please fill them out or type into the chat box on Zoom if you have something you would like to share. Are there any announcements for the good of the community? And I know that Laura has one to begin.
Hi, everybody. I'd like to announce that the board unanimously voted to rescind the mask mandate for the summer. Take them off. Everyone is welcome to continue wearing masks if they're more comfortable with that, and we will continue to provide them. And in the fall, we may make a different decision during cold and flu season to encourage people to minimize cold and flu sharing. But for now, we are rescinding the mask mandate. I'd also like to announce that I am happy to take children outside to play if they need it halfway through the service.
Thank you. Are there any other announcements? I have one. At the end of this service, if you say to yourself, I could lead a service like that with a script and choose a couple of readings from the list, well, then you should see Danielle Lyon in the back, because she would be happy to sign you up for a summer Sunday to do just that. She also has Sundays available for worship associates, and you can see her about signing up to be a worship associate. As we prepare to be fully together, I remind you to silence your phones and devices. I reminded myself I should do that too. Okay. We now enter a space of worship. I invite you to join with me in the chalice lighting words as the flame is lit. We gather this hour as people of faith, with joys and sorrows, gifts and needs. We like this beacon of hope, sign of our quest for truth and meaning, in celebration of the life we share together. And let's sing Old Heart. Here is our summer call to worship. Come into this space with all of yourself, virtually or embodied, together. Bring your joy and your wonder, your love and your praising. Bring also your hurting and hardened, broken hearts. Bring your tender doubts, your fears, and your sorrow. Come into this space just as you are. In case you're thinking, I'm talking about someone else, and your particular broken parts and soft places aren't really what I mean, let me be clear. You are welcome here. You, your whole being, is welcome here. Your whole beautiful and breakable, wondrous and messed up, holy and profane being. You, just as you are. All of you. Even those sticky, squeaky, hurting, hard to find because they've been buried so deep for so many years, parts of you. You with the wide open hearts, and even you with the stuck shut hearts, longing to creak and crack open just a bit. You are invited to this celebration. Enter in. And may we discover that a community full of other whole and holy beings has shown up too. Our opening hymn is one that is only appropriate a few Sundays each year, but this is one of those Sundays. It's in the big hymnal, number 65, The Sweet June Days. Please rise as you're willing and able and join us to sing. We are a community that holds one another in our celebrations and in our pain. We welcome you to share your joys and sorrows by writing them down on the card you found on your chair and placing it in the basket when it comes by you, or by typing it in the chat box in Zoom. We know that whatever your heart is holding today, whether shared or not, we are with you. The spring is about to change to summer, as the solstice will arrive Wednesday morning at 10:58 a.m. We will turn the season's wheel, and let us remain seated and sing the summer verse of hymn number 73 in the big hymnal. It's called The Chant for the Seasons. Number 73. Summer? The bright sunshine of summer? Yes, number 73, and I'll play you a little introduction. Here it is. Thank you. Vernal clouds have turned the star wheel, summer is upon us. Vernal clouds have turned the star wheel, summer is upon us. Hiding are the hawks, hovering above the hot and yellow hillside. Vernal clouds have turned the star wheel, summer is upon us. Crickets in the night, chirping in our ears, the sound of moonlit music. Vernal clouds have turned the star wheel, summer is upon us. In our regular simple Sunday order of service, this would be the place for a reading. But today, I brought you a song. Now, if you're an animal lover and you want to listen for all the animals, then I'll ask you at the end, how many animals are in this song? All God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing higher, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got now. Listen to the bass, it's the one on the bottom where the wolf throat grows. Hippopotamus moans and groans with a big to-do. Old cow just goes moo. All God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing high, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got now. The dogs and the cats take off the middle, and the hummingbird hums, and the cricket fiddles, and the donkey brays, and the pony neighs. The old coyote howls. All God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing high, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got now. Listen to the top where the little birdies sing with the melody and the high notes ringing, and the hoot owl howls over everything. Jaybird disagrees. All God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing high, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or paws or anything they got now. Singing in the nighttime, singing in the day. The little duck quacks on its way, and the possum ain't got much to say, and the porcupine talks to herself. Oh, God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing high, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap their hands or paws or anything they can. It's a simple song, a living song everywhere, by the ox and the fox and the grizzly bear, and the grumpy alligator and the hawk above, shy raccoon and the turtle dove. Oh, God's critters got a place in the choir. Some sing low, some sing high, some sing out loud on the telephone wire. Some just clap them one more time. Here we go. Now is the time in our service to join together in the spiritual practice of generosity. Our gifts of both time and money support our church in its work. Each week, we would like to spotlight a group or committee and thank them for the gift of time. This week, the group is the Board of Trustees. This volunteer board does the business work of keeping the church going. And we would like to thank the current members, those members leaving the board in 2 weeks, and those members joining the board in 2 weeks. We appreciate your willingness to serve. 1/4 of our plate collection for the summer season goes to Camp Unirondack. Founded in 1951 by the Universalists, Unirondack is a radically inclusive camp and conference center with a mission to provide an environment that inspires people to explore responsible roles in the web of life through physical, mental, and spiritual challenges. You can give to this morning's offering by placing cash or a check into the basket, or by one of the options on your screen. Please make a note that your gift is intended for today's offering, and we now gratefully accept this morning's offering. We have a large number of joys and sorrows today, which is great. A number of them are joys and sorrows at the same time. Oops. There we go. I'll begin with Happy Father's Day for the fathers in the room. And a happy, beautiful spring and early summer to everyone. Kaya writes, joy that I get to go and hang out with an old friend on Wednesday. Concern for a friend who is only 10 miles from an out-of-control wildfire. We have a joy that someone is going camping. I think that's Isabel and some of her closest relatives. A joy and a sorrow for the end of Carolyn's first-year teaching. She's happy to have made it through, but sad to leave them behind. And I know the feeling. Very nice. Melissa shares a joy to have had a great birthday trip. Yes, very good. Gigi writes, my family is moving to be closer to our daughter and her family. This church has been my home for more than 25 years. I will miss you, and we will miss you. And two joys that Bob Gordon is recovering well after his hip fracture and should be able to come home this Thursday. And that's from Carrie, and Nancy writes, I believe, a joy that Bob is coming home from rehab on Thursday. Thank you for everyone's support.
Bob is with us today.
And Bob is with us on Zoom. Very good. Hi, Bob. Yay. I will drop a stone for these and all the joys and sorrows left in the silence of our hearts. Whatever is in your heart today, we are with you. As we prepare for some time of meditation and silence, let us join together in the summer responsive reading. The words will be on your screen, and I'll begin. Love is the doctrine of this church. To dwell together in peace. To serve humanity in fellowship. With the source and meaning of life. Now let your feet find solid ground. Let your shoulders relax. And let your breath be deep and slow as we spend some time together in silence. This is the place where there would be a second reading in the simple Sunday order of service, but I've brought you one of my favorite songs. sings it to the sea. Sea sings it to the boat, carries you and me. Somos el barco, somos el mar. Yo navego en ti, tú navegas en mí. We are the boat, we are the sea. I sail in you, you sail in me. Now the boat we are sailing in was built by many hands, and the sea we are sailing on, it touches many sands. Somos el barco, somos el mar. Yo navego en ti, tú navegas en mí. We are the boat, we are the sea. I sail in you, you sail in me. And the voyage has been long and hard, and yet we're sailing still, with a song to help us pull together, if we only will. Somos el barco, somos el mar. Yo navego en ti, tú navegas en mí. We are the boat, we are the sea. I sail in you, you sail in me. So with our hopes we raise the sails to face the wind once more, and with our hearts we chart the waters never sailed before. Somos el barco, somos el mar. Yo navego en ti, tú navegas en mí. We are the boat, we are the sea. I sail in you, you sail in me. We are the boat, we are the sea. I sail in you, you sail in me. Let's continue the theme of boats and water with our closing hymn. in the teal hymnal 1064, Blue Boat Hope. Please rise as you're willing and able and join us to sing. Please join me in our words for extinguishing the chalice.